What's up, everyone? This is Skeets here from No Dunks. As some of you know, everyone's favorite dunking dog is headed back to the silver screen in 2026. Cineverse and Air Bud Entertainment have announced that the new movie Air Bud Returns will drop next summer. It's going to mark the 15th in the Air Bud franchise, and we're told that the new film will not be another sequel or remake. In fact, the press release reads, quote, "It builds upon the legacy of the OG Air Bud with all the fun, the magic, heartwarming scenes, and Buddy playing basketball," end quote. So to celebrate the big news, we're re-releasing one of our first ever film session podcasts from back in April of 2020 when we watched and reviewed the 90s movie. It was something. It was something. Quick note before we start here, this podcast was recorded before we started uploading regularly to YouTube. So there'll be no visuals of our sexy faces. Instead, you'll be looking at a dog dunking or a dog wearing basketball shoes or whatever crazy photo JD decides to throw up here. Point is, ain't no rules says a podcast can't re-release a classic. So here it is, No Dunks on the original Air Bud movie. Enjoy. World, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast on the Athletic Network. It's Monday, April 6th. This is Film Session, and today we're breaking down Air Bud. I'm Jay Skeets, and alongside me, thanks to the power of technology, Tass Mellis.
Hey, bud.
Hey, bud. We also got the bearded one, Trey Kirby.
Hey-yo.
Hey-yo. The international man of mystery, taking it to the max, Lee Ellis.
Friends.
Last but not least, making the magic happen is JD.
Hello.
There he is, and here we are. All right, before we dribble and drool, little housekeeping, email us your NBA questions and comments to nodunks@theathletic.com. We'll be beach stepping it up later this week. Follow us on social media, Twitter and Instagram at NoDunksInc. We attempted to open a pack of basketball cards on Thursday last week, Lily. Wow, we were having some technical difficulties.
Yeah, Instagram's fault, not ours. So there was a lot of problems with people going live because everyone's going live right now. So I don't think Instagram can quite handle the load. That's really what's happening. But we got there in the end.
Yeah,
and that's
we
what's
eventually
important.
did. We had to restart the thing like 4 times. I was getting angrier and angrier. But we did get to, we got through the end of the pack. We had some good cards too.
Oh, I had a great pack.
And you know we're on Facebook at facebook.com/NoDunksInc.
Well, I guess it's official. We're now on Facebook.
All right, our movie today, 1997's Air Bud, directed by the one and only Charles Martin Smith, starring a good boy named Buddy. Really, that's all that matters. We don't need to worry about the humans in this. The IMDb synopsis: an unexpected player joins the school basketball team, a circus dog who escaped from a cruel master. That's the breakdown for this movie. So we clarified before we were heading into watching this over the weekend that nobody had seen Air Bud here on No Dunks, which actually blew my mind. I guess that shows our age a little bit. I think when it came out, we were, just probably, we were too old to be watching Air Bud at the time. We weren't like in that, 8, 9, 10, 11-year-old range.
Yeah, I had to wait until we were approaching 40 to get in.
Yeah. Well,
Much
I was curious if any of you guys with your kids, over the weekend watched it with them, or did you go solo watching Air Bud like I did?
Oh, I watched it with our kids, and our youngest, Ada, liked it fine. She was like dying laughing at a dog making basketball shots, and our oldest, Isla, 5 years old, hated it. In tears so many times. I wish I had never watched this movie with my kids, but then I would have been stuck watching Air Bud by myself as a grown-up, so it's a real catch-22. But wow, I don't even know if this is a good movie for children.
Was it? Do you think because the dog wasn't being treated properly?
100%, yeah. From the get-go, you've got this opening scene with the angry clown who hates being a clown, which left me explaining for the rest of the weekend what, Daddy, why doesn't he like being a clown? I'm like, I don't know. He's just an angry old man. That's just how some people are. But yeah, they hated the way the dog was treated at the beginning. They hated when the dog had to go back to the clown. They hated the Harry and the Hendersons homage scene. Mm-hmm. The only thing they did like was when the dog was playing basketball. And the dog doesn't even play basketball that much in this movie.
No, there is not a lot of basketball really being played by this dog. I agree with you. What about you, Lee? Did you watch with your boys?
No. I watched it by myself because I just wanted to get through it as quick as possible. I didn't want to have to do any pausing and answering questions.
Pausing, nice. Fire the punch.
Two things that stood out for me, because on the cover of the video, it shows him dunking. So I was expecting... I thought we were just going to go completely crazy and it was going to be a dog just throwing down dunks and alley-oops and things like that. But it was actually kind of just a trained dog who could use his snout to put the ball in the basket a few times. And he walked pretty well in the basketball shoes there too. But what I actually, it was I think, pretty much the very first scene of the movie where the clown opens the door to the kid's birthday party and the kid kicks him in the shins. I thought instantly of our friend and former colleague, Rick, the cameraman, who was the first Goofy, and he said that's all kids used to do. Was, in fact, kicking in the shins wasn't too bad, but he was always getting punched in the nuts, and I thought that's exactly what happens. Kids see a clown or someone dressed up, and they just go straight to try to hurt them.
Yeah, it was driving me nuts who the actor was playing the clown, and then it hit me that he was one of the inmates in The Green Mile.
Yeah. Michael Peter.
Right? Like, I think the guy with, like, did he have, like, a little, was not a hamster. Like, was it just a rodent or something? I don't know, that he became friends with?
Yeah, it was a mouse, wasn't it?
Was it a mouse? Yeah, it was. You're right.
I thought that was Lanny McDonald. Talk about old.
What a reference.
Him on an old mustache callback. There's one. I had no idea this was based on a true story. Loosely based on a true story. It basically is... like we would base something on a true story. Like, okay, there's this. I had no idea though that Stephen J. Nesbitt was the guy who broke it down to me. In 1989, a waiter found a stray golden retriever in the woods in Yosemite Valley. The dog carried a pine cone and dropped it at the man's feet. The man threw the pine cone, and the dog brought it back. The man kept the dog. He named him Buddy. Then he showed up on David Letterman because he was taught to shoot hoops.
Yep.
He could shoot hoops. And then he was a halftime act. Dennis Rodman pulled him off the court once because he came back onto the court. On the Detroit Free Press, there's a photo of Dennis Rodman holding the dog. He replaced Comet once on Full House. His Buddy was making buckets. Bob Saget tossed the ball up, and Buddy banged it home. Dave Coulier and John Stamos went nuts. Well, Dave Coulier did. John Stamos was too cool for school. Then 1997, he became the movie star. Amazing.
It is crazy.
And then he died in 1998.
Yeah.
Huh.
Wow.
Then we had a bunch of other buddies playing the role of Air Bud. Yeah.
So he wasn't 3 or 4 years old, as it was said in the final scene.
Well, clearly not 3 years old if you've ever spent any time with a dog. Like, that dog was older than time.
JD, you seem angry that we even have to talk about this movie.
It was such a chore to sit through this thing, man. My 11-year-old son walked out of it. So, I am not watching this garbage.
Yeah, okay, so I did want to sort of like chronologically go through this movie. We're not going to go every scene, but you guys are talking about that first one, like the clown and the hound. So we got the clown at the birthday party. At one point I thought he was throwing snooker balls at Buddy. Did anybody else think those things looked heavy to me? But
He was whipping them.
He was chucking them at Buddy, who was catching them like a good boy, no problem. The part that drove me nuts though is like this guy's driving around in like a beat up pickup truck, but he had a car phone.
Yeah, in 1997.
Car phones were like a couple grand, if I'm not mistaken, like way back then. Like his pickup truck later in the movie is legit falling apart, and this guy has a car phone in it. So he is putting his money into the wrong things, if you ask me. But
I'm also a little upset with the mom who threw this birthday party. First of all, what kind of mom hires a clown like that for her birthday party?
Yeah.
Look at his truck. It's got an angry face clown on the top of it. You know that's a bad sign. Second of all, when Buddy botches like the big ball toss and the clown goes flying, there's no problems at that point. He just falls down, could have been fine, but then the mom just starts howling at this clown, and that's when everything goes haywire.
Yeah. It's
Can I just
come on,
say
Mom.
about the clown? I mean, he's supposed to be an angry, unhappy, bad clown. You cast Michael Jeter, who is one of the greatest physical actors of all time. And by the way, as a clown, he's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, hilarious. Like, if kids sitting there watching him doing the, like, messing up the way he was, they would be howling with laughter. Like, the fact that he's bombing and is just so unrealistic to me. And then he's throwing balls at a dog who's lying down and catching it, and the kids are going wild. I've seen every dog that I've ever met do that. Like, it's not cool. It's not great. It's nothing.
You've never thrown a ball that hard at a dog.
Not a billiard ball. No, you're right.
But that doesn't that speak to how bad the clown is, and that's why he can't maintain a job? Maybe he's just not a good clown.
Hey, yeah, no, there's no doubt he sucks at the tricks. But you know, my point is that Michael Jeter is one of the great comic actors. He was on Sesame Street as a clown. They only hire the best. Wow. And if you've ever seen The Fisher King, he steals the show with his physical comedy from Robin Williams.
Yeah, of all people.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so you didn't like that he was cast as a bad clown. It sounds
No,
like.
get a big, whatever, an old fat guy who's actually, bad at being a clown.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, so he's upset with Buddy because he feels like he ruined the whole birthday party. So he's on his way in his beat up pickup truck. He's gonna, I guess, drop him at the pound, right? That's what he's using the car phone to call. Yeah, 20 minutes away. So Buddy falls out the back. Then we get this like quick little scene where somehow an 18-wheeler avoids hitting the dog crate, but the mom slams right into it. That drove me nuts. And then, if you notice, she hits it again while she's pulling away. Holy crap, Mom. Okay, so then the family, Josh and his mom and
well, hold on.
Yeah.
She hits the crate, which releases Buddy, who's in a clown suit.
Yeah.
Fine, she's distracted with the daughter in the back. But Josh doesn't say anything. He just looks at him. It's like, hey, there's a dog dressed as a clown that just climbed out of that box, Mom.
Yeah,
he's an introspective kid.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
He's always thinking. He's always one step ahead with his brain. Like he's thinking, where did this clown come from? How did he get that outfit on? That's a weird choice of red and white on his body.
So the family moves to Fernfield, I think the place is called, right? Where everything is possible.
Noted, director. Noted.
Nice little tell there, yes. Where everything is possible in beautiful Fernfield.
We watched Kevin Garnett last week. Anything is possible. Now everything is possible.
Yeah, I was wondering if that's where KG was inspired from. Maybe he had just watched Air Bud. Who knows? So the mom casually brags about working at the third largest napkin factory in North America.
That's
cool
my favorite
brag,
piece
Mom.
of ADR in the whole movie.
Oh, that was fantastic. We learned that Josh loves, he loves the ABA. He loves basketball. And that his dad died in a crash, right? Is that
plane crash?
Plane crash,
it was,
yeah, like he was a pilot.
That was strange. He was unpacking his own stuff, and he's got a photo of the article from last year about his dad dying.
Yeah.
That's a
Why
little
would he
morbid.
have an article?
Yeah.
Then he pulls out like that was how the director decided to tell the story, I guess. It's just a mistake. Then he pulls out a photo of him and dad. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. The article, strange one. That should have came out of Mom's napkin box, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the worst exposition. I mean, this whole movie is lazy exposition, but he unpacks, the first thing he unpacks is a basketball. The second thing is the article. Shout out to the prop department, by the way, because I freeze the article and I read it.
Yeah.
The best line, Captain Fram is best known for being the first man to break the sound barrier with a banana and a long sports sock. Actual
No way.
line from the article.
He's a legend.
Third thing he takes out of the box is the framed picture, as you said, Tass, of himself on his dead dad's shoulders, dunking the basketball he had just unpacked. Okay, we get it.
Yeah. Well, we gotta tell the story of Josh Fram.
Yeah.
First of all, I actually thought about pausing it and reading that article, JD. Kudos to you for doing it. It shows how how into these podcasts you are. What a change from the basketball shows we did on a daily basis to these shows.
So then, then we sort of are at the school. Mom is meeting the principal of the school that Josh is going to be attending. Is it a middle school? It's not high school, is it? Can anybody confirm that for me?
It's got to be a middle school.
Yeah.
Okay. Because he's like
10,
10?
Yeah, I thought he was about 10, fifth grade-ish,
10, 11.
something like that.
Okay. So Josh tries his hand at the trombone, which I'd like to point out, an excellent instrument. That is the instrument that I picked up. I was in high school. I only took one music class. The trombone is just a hilarious instrument to play.
It's the funniest instrument.
It's by far the funniest instrument. I was garbage at it. You got to be
one of my good
quite
buddies
talented.
from college played trombone all throughout high school, so he just kept his trombone in the trunk of his car, and anytime it would be like 2 a.m, there's a party and everybody's going crazy, he'd sneak out to his car, come back in and start playing bum 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 bum. That's all he knew of Louie Louie, but it always brought the house down.
Brilliant. That is brilliant.
So as an experienced trombone player, is it possible to blow so hard that the slide flies off of the end of it?
No, maybe I don't think so. Maybe I just didn't have, the wind power within this frame of mind. But no, I never experienced anything like that. And that's all I was trying to do. I was just like blow as hard as I could on the trombone. Yeah. And no, it never slid off like that. No, that was just a hilarious little addition to the movie.
Hey man, it's Fairfield. Anything can happen.
Fernfield. Fernfield at Fairfield.
Everything is possible. That's what it was.
Yeah. So then Josh goes, he finds I guess an abandoned church, and he finds behind the abandoned church, I think, this court that's just, littered with leaves and vines and everything. He's been carrying a ball around the whole time, though. That's in his knapsack. It's not easy to put a basketball in a knapsack, by the way.
No,
it's not. It's not. I mean, you always are carrying around a LeBron James knapsack, Lee. It's not easy, right?
No. But why would you want it in the knapsack anyway? You got to carry it with you. Just show people you got a ball. You're ready to play. You don't put it in there. It's just it just doesn't fit.
So he bricks 2 shots. I mean, this kid stinks. The second one is not. The first one's sort of close. The second one's not even close. And then he has sort of the first little encounter with the idea that Buddy's back there, right? Like back in the bushes because the ball gets kicked back out. How many days do you guys think has passed since he saw Buddy on the side of the road to that moment? Is it a day? Is it a weekend?
That's a great question.
Because Buddy was pretty gnarly looking when we eventually see him. It looks like he'd been out in the wild for a bit.
Maybe a week?
Yeah, I think that's about right. Something like that. Then we go to the basketball trial.
What was with the mystical sort of air of the church and the courtyard? I mean, it was like he was stepping into Middle Earth or something.
Yeah.
I just assumed that was trying to tell us that Buddy is an angel dog. His dad was who he learned to play basketball with, so he finally encounters the only other thing he can play basketball with, a dog, at a church. So perhaps Air Bud is Angel Bud. I don't know. I mean, I had no real explanation for that as well. But yeah, a lot of magical things are happening in that backyard court that the church has. I'm thinking this kid needs an Instagram. He is finding the coolest hidden hoops in all of Fernfield.
And make sure you tag at basketball courts. You might get it retweeted. Yeah, so then we'll be back at the abandoned church in a second, but we have the basketball tryout scene. This scene straight up killed me. I loved it. The coach's first words to the team was, "You're here today to try out for the school's finest tradition, basketball." What? That's the school's finest tradition. And then Josh just sits there the whole practice. Okay, a little weird. You're just there. Why are you there? I guess he's obviously nervous, doesn't want to get out there. But after tryouts, the coach sees him, and instead of asking Josh, "Hey kid, why didn't you play?" Right? I think that would have been a natural thing to ask the kid if you were a coach of a team. "Hey, what was going on? Why didn't you get out there?" Instead, he just goes, "Hey, you're new here, right? Cool. We need a manager. You got to work twice as hard. See you on practice
the
Friday
worst thing
afternoon."
ever.
What the hell? This coach is the worst, and he gets even worse later on in the movie. He's very abusive, as we learn.
Well, it's pretty much if you're a middle school coach in a Disney film and you're focused on winning, it's like being a teenage girl and having sex in a slasher film. Like, you're dead. Like, you're a goner, man.
Yeah. I just couldn't believe how he just so. It's not that he was even really mean. He was just like, come on, that kid's been sitting there the whole practice. Like, why wouldn't you at least just start asking him why he didn't want to try out or play?
Or like address him at all during the tryout. He's just sitting there watching.
And then also, if you're going to try and sell the kid on being the manager, don't start with, hey, you got to work twice as hard. Like, maybe like, hey, it'd be cool if you're around the team. You're sort of one of us, like he just comes in hot. And I guess it worked on Josh. He was in. He was going to be the manager. We go back to the abandoned church. This is the first real encounter with Buddy. And I want to know who of the group here was a big snack packs guy. Who liked that? Who liked those little pudding cups?
I gotta say, I loved those puddings.
Did you?
Oh yeah, those are so good. I can see why Air Bud was into it. Definitely.
What was that? A vanilla?
That was a vanilla, 100%. Yeah. Lock it in.
I didn't think dogs were into those sort of sweets though. I thought they were. You want to give them some sort of, I don't know. Well, he didn't have much.
Well, he's been out there for a week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's starving.
When you're out on the streets, you're loving the sweets.
He should have turned away from that pudding. Oh God, no! I haven't eaten for 4 weeks. No, thank you.
Yeah, just I don't know. I thought he would have had like a half-eaten sandwich or something like that, and said, "Here, you want this?" Rather than give up the goods straight away. I mean, he doesn't know the dog. He doesn't know him at all, and he's giving him the good stuff.
Yeah.
It actually they should have made the mom. Instead of working at the napkin factory, that she worked at like the pudding factory, because he has a lot of these to give the dog, and it would have made a little more sense there. She gets a discount. She's an employee, but he's got a ton of these. He's always coming through with these pudding cups for the dog. Also, question with this scene: why in hell would you knock down a fence that is 2 feet away from the water if you're fixing up a basketball court? Like, you're gonna hoop on this court, and now you've just opened up this 10-foot wide opening that goes into the water. He should have thought that through. I know it's a beautiful setting, but
more importantly, who would put up a fence 2 feet from the water on the most picturesque spot, literally on Earth, maybe?
Yeah.
I mean, how is there a basketball court next to the most expensive real estate in British Columbia? I mean, it's so implausible. And why do they even show the water? Like, I don't understand. I guess it's part of the mystical element of this basketball court, right? I mean,
yeah, it's also his reaction to it. Like, whoa, I've never seen the water in the mountains before. You live there, man.
Yeah.
How is it possible? So I guess part of the mystical nature of the scene also is depicted on the sign out front of the church that isn't quite filled in. There's a lot of letters missing it, but it says, "Welcome, seek and ye shall find."
Yes.
So I guess he did some seeking. But then the ball is so deflated.
Oh, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Buddy's popping it up like it's like it's over inflated. Like he can just pop it 500 feet into the air.
Yeah, this is when they first play basketball. It took about 20 minutes, but we finally had a dog playing basketball, sort of, with Josh there. And Josh, as we said, had never hit a shot, it appeared, before that dog showed up. And there's something magical about that dog being around, and that he's suddenly pretty solid. I do love that. Doesn't he just chuck the ball over his head? Like, he just guns, he just throws it over his head, and it's like suddenly turns into a sick alley-oop to the dog.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's the
very first basket.
Yeah.
That's the first basket because he turns around and he looks and he's, because he couldn't believe it went in. And then I think from there they just start playing basically pickup immediately. It was quite a quick transition.
Well, hold on. He didn't start getting baskets till later on, right? I mean, he was playing with them. Josh is getting baskets, but the dog isn't, right?
Oh, right. Yeah, I guess they're just running around playing with it. But,
right.
It's a pretty quick sort of connection that he's like, all right, I can now play with this dog. This dog is mine.
Yeah. This dog is making me good at basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And so then we go back to the house. This is where we get the bath scene. This one this scene was a huge hit, I imagine, with the kids.
This was a banger. They couldn't believe specifically how many bubbles there were in in the tub. They're like, why do they have so many bubbles? I was like, you guys are right. This would be terrible to clean up. If this were an actual dog, everybody would be slipping all over their tile floors. There's no way Buddy would be able to traverse his way from the bathroom to the rest of the house without destroying everything. But yeah, it was a great scene.
I mean,
what do you think about the song selection too?
It's the most okay boomer thing of all time. Even back in 1997, that song is ancient. Like, corny to the point, again, hair standing on end. Is like, please, off with this already.
You're a bath guy too, so that's
I love a
shocking
bath.
for you to say. Yeah, wow, splish splash. Lee, did you freak out when the leaf blower showed up?
It was great timing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Really.
I just
You know,
imagined
we've
you
just been
watching this,
talking about it.
freaking out on this leaf blower with him putting on the dog. You're just screaming expletives.
No, I was okay with that. It was fine.
Really?
I've
It's a
overcome my leaf-
gas-powered leaf blower inside the house?
He's trying to stay quiet too. Yeah.
Yeah,
not doing a good job.
I'm just on the lookout for this leaf blower here this morning, but so far I haven't seen him. But I'll let you know if he's here. You'll hear him anyway.
Yeah, we'll hear your F-bombs going left and right. So then Buddy trashes the place. Not a smart decision to leave open cans of paint just lying around. There's like 2 or 3 of them up on a ladder because they're renovating this place. This place is also a baller house. I know she's working 2 jobs. Mom's doing a lot. This is a nice place in Fernfield. I don't know. It's I guess where
People
everything
need
is
napkins.
possible. Yeah, exactly.
They probably got a lot of insurance money after husband's death, I imagine.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
Sorry.
And then so the dog screws up, and then the mom's like, "Oh, this is bad," and there's the whole like, "Can I keep him? Can I not?"
I found all this slapstick comedy so jarring, didn't you guys? It was just.
Why do you say that?
Well, it started with the clown in the opening scene where the clown gets the ball off the head and does the real curly, the Three Stooges, whoa, and it didn't stop. Like the baths, the paint falling. Later on, when the referee takes the ball in the head and he has to go into concussion protocol, it didn't stop.
Yeah, kids
One of
love
those
that,
scenes.
though.
Yeah, every single time. I guess they do. I guess it was a blast. I guess if the girls were laughing, Trey, I guess the director was right.
Then we find out the janitor is an old Knicks player, Arthur Cheney. So Josh approaches Arthur, the janitor, and does he not tell Josh, "Nah, kid, that guy's dead"?
Yeah.
That's what Arthur Cheney says to him when he shows him his basketball card, and he's like, "No, that's not me. That guy's dead." Damn.
Yeah, but I guess Josh couldn't really call him on it because he had been snooping through his belongings. That's how he saw the Knicks jersey. So he can't be like, actually, I was in your office looking through everything. You're alive, sir. But I don't know. Maybe Arthur Cheney was just trying to say, I'm metaphorically dead. I used to want to take every single shot. Now I pass the ball.
I think you're right. And then Josh spies on him playing hoops by himself, and Arthur Cheney blows a dunk right away. So he definitely played for the Knicks. That fact checks. I also, at this part, we get the whole, and I tweeted this yesterday, that Air Bud, is it a Christmas movie?
Because I panicked for a second when that happened.
Yeah, I didn't know this happened. Of course, I'd never seen this movie, but they lean into the Christmas break. And what's the story she's reading?
Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus.
Yeah, so I don't know. You're trying to tell me Die Hard's a Christmas movie? Maybe Air Bud's a Christmas movie. No?
Nah.
Okay. Then Josh gets the invitation. Lee, you played on a lot of high school, middle school basketball teams.
Yeah.
Did you ever get an invitation in your locker left for you? Attention, you're invited to a private tryout?
No, never got it like that. But what we did get, what I did relate to, was your name written down on the piece of paper. Like it was, I think it was, every second Friday or whatever, whenever the team was announced, you had to go and check to see if you were on there. And that was like, as soon as you knew the PE teacher had put that up there, you were you're running over to see if your name was on there. So I could relate to him with that feeling of that joy when he saw his name there, and he was very, very excited. So that was it. But no actual invitations into the locker room. No, into your locker.
Right, and this is of course the janitor's doing. He slipped this into Josh's locker. He wasn't supposed to get this tryout from the coach.
That's right.
What a weird way to go about in middle school of having a private tryout. Hey, janitor, do you know their lockers? Can you please slip this in? That was fascinating. But then, yeah, this is when we go back to the church, and this is where I should correct myself. This is where Josh throws that no-look alley-oop that Buddy straight swishes. And this is 45 minutes into the movie, and now we are really playing some basketball. And I think Buddy goes 12 for 12. I don't think Buddy misses in this particular little warm-up session.
I don't think he misses in the entire movie, does he?
Yeah.
No, I don't think Buddy does. I think he's perfect. You're right. So I guess, yeah. So now he's sort of practicing with Josh, and then we get the tryout. The coach, by the way, reminds me of George W. Bush so much. Anybody else pick up on that?
Sure, he's got the thin, tight lips and kind of like squinty eyes. A similar look for sure.
Yeah, and he's like throwing on a weird accent too. So this is weird because Josh hits one layup. That's it. He hits one right-hand layup, and he's like, boom, you're on the team. He's on the Timberwolves team. And I know a couple, what do they say, like a couple, the twins or something?
Oh, the Simmons twins. Twins moved out of town unexpectedly.
They moved to Canada. So he's on the team, and then we get the thing with the kid with the funny haircut. I guess his full name is Tom Stewart.
Yeah.
I was so confused because at one point he was called Stewart early on. And I'm like, okay, his name's Stewart. And then later somebody called him Tom. And I'm like, what is this kid's name? Are they screwing up here in the movie? But there's a lot of calling guys by their last names.
How does Tom Stewart get so many minutes is a question I would have for both coaches. This guy can barely catch a ball. Both coaches have to teach him how to catch the ball. But I think it's kind of, he's one of the taller kids around for 4th through 6th grader. So automatically you're getting the start.
Yeah, and Tom's like, what? He's got Scottie Pippen's orange peel, right, for good luck,
Yeah.
and then he's got there's other
Sean
Kemp's
Kemp's apple core.
yeah, and then Rodman's gum later on in the movie. This guy's a real creep. Tom's strange.
The real actor's name has also got a real great name, Shane, Shyn, Solberg.
Ooh,
wow, that is.
Yeah, and he's 36 years old.
Right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well.
is he still playing ball?
Can he catch a pass
3
yet?
years ago. So,
Yeah, he was. He's Canadian, so he probably doesn't play basketball.
So Buddy heads to the gym while this is going on because he can't get into Josh's bedroom because they have that whole thing where Josh leaves the window open and Buddy makes his way up to the roof. Pretty incredible. How he gets up there. That was pretty amazing. But I was confused by this, why Buddy is like, oh no, the window's not open. Like, didn't we just have a scene prior where the family had Buddy in the house for Christmas?
Yeah.
Like, he comes down and like they got a bow on him and they're like, it feels at that point like, okay, Buddy's a part of the family. And then, I don't know, and then like right after, I know they got to find a way to get the dog at the gym, so this is what they do. Like, oh, I can't get in the window, let me just track him down. But that was odd. Because, like, it just feels like he's part of the family now. Like, what?
Just let him in.
Yeah, exactly. So, we get the first basketball game. Pure pandemonium. Buddy slip sliding around that court because he's there. We got this number 3. What's number 3's name? That guy is hacking left and right. He fouls out twice in this movie. That kid.
Was that Michaels? There was a Michaels who at one point he got benched after yelling at the ref. I loved that kid. I had a lot of respect for that kid. If you talk to a ref when you're that young, you're instantly hitting the bench, no matter who the coach is. I love that part.
Yeah, so everybody's trying to catch Buddy. This is quite the scene. I mean, this is, again, speaks to what you were talking about, Tass, like just this slapstick hilarity, everybody trying to catch a dog. Not easy to catch a dog, no doubt. Ref gets clocked in the head. Buddy scores, throughout all this, and people are going nuts. The principal, this is the weirdest line in the movie. The principal goes, he's a regular Michael Wolf Jordan. What the hell does that mean?
Can't believe that nickname never caught on for Jordan during his final season with the Bulls.
Like, why wouldn't you just go Charles Barkley? At least pun it up. And she instead just says woof. Because they just want to say Michael Jordan. You're right. So that's odd. Then right after that, we get the weird scene of Coach Joe abusing Tom by chucking balls at him. and I guess he's immediately fired, right? This is like a really weird scene to me. Like that Buddy leads them up there, and then the principal and everybody sees Coach Joe just chucking balls at Tom Stewart.
You never see him again after that, do you?
Yeah.
Like, because the other guy takes over, and it's like, so okay, I guess he was out, but there was no sort of incident or no actual firing to get rid of him. So it was just assumed like you'd be like that, you're out of the school, basically.
Yeah,
which is fair.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, you shouldn't be after the game chucking balls at a student, at a kid.
Like an angry clown chucking billiard balls at a dog.
Yeah, right. We get Coach Chaney. He takes over. His playbook is right from Shep from Above the Rim. He encourages playing without a basketball.
Doesn't Coach Carter do that as well?
Were they playing without the basketball? I don't think
question.
so.
No.
I do love a no balls basketball scene though. You got to learn the fundamentals.
Yeah. This is a funny scene.
If Coach Carter asked me, "What are you afraid of?" I would answer, "Playing basketball without basketballs." That's not fun.
You don't like it?
Like fun. No, I don't think you're learning all that much. No.
I'd love it. I'd be so good at it.
It's true. You would be good at it.
As an audio nerd, that scene where he reveals the invisible ball, all I could hear was the swishing of his windbreaker. Like, I could not hear what he was saying. It was just driving me insane. Why have him wear that jacket? The audio person should have said something. Hey, we can't have him wear this. He's wearing a shirt underneath. Just tell him to take it off. Like what?
You're talking about Josh wearing.
No. Coach Chaney.
Oh, the
Coach Chaney is like, hey, we're gonna. Here's an invisible ball. I guess he was saying that because all I could hear was swish, swish, swish every move he made. It was infuriating.
Well, we also, because Josh, when he shows up for that practice the one time, I think is wearing a full blown, tracksuit. Did you guys have tearaway pants?
Oh, absolutely.
Of course. Oh, those are. Those are weird when you think back to them. Like how, like, sort of, I don't know, were they comfortable? The material inside was a little odd, but man, was it fun to
They're
tear those away.
super comfortable. I would love to have a pair right now. This weather's perfect for them.
Ooh, yeah.
Right? You need to layer up here in Atlanta. It's cool in the mornings, but it gets nice and warm. It'd be perfect. Those starter pants. We didn't really get starter jackets when we were named the starters, so it's highly unlikely we were to ever have gotten starter pants, but I would have adored it if we were sent some of those starter pants.
Yeah, I much prefer a tearaway pant to like a swish pant that they were wearing here, because that's like just wearing a sauna around on your legs.
Yeah, you're so hot. Oh my God, you sweat so much in those things.
And
you're right.
And the jackets weren't even surf style jackets like back in the 90s. Those were the ish.
Yeah. So we get the Air Bud halftime act. Lee, do you prefer an Air Bud halftime show or Christian and Scooby?
Oh, I've got to go with Christian and Scooby. I mean, having seen them perform in person a couple of times, it's much better. I mean, Scooby, he's balancing on a ball by himself. I didn't see Bud doing that.
Yeah. Do you think maybe Scooby should consider wearing like little miniature shoes and a jersey?
No, I don't think so. I don't think they need that, the dogs. You know, I think their paws are strong enough. They don't need the shoes. I mean, put the jersey on, maybe, sure.
Yeah.
But I don't think you need to go all the way, because he looked like he was walking in high heels, Bud, whenever he had basketball shoes on.
Oh,
you saw every time he sprinted onto the court at full speed, those paws and claws are slip sliding away.
Yeah. I gave him a lot of grip once he had the shoes on.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Arthur Chaney, as a former janitor, would have hated to have his court all scratched up like that.
He's all angry. He takes the dog.
Come on, I gotta buff those scratches out.
Oh my goodness.
Christian and Scooby also doing some telethon performances for the city of Cleveland as well. Check out his Instagram page.
Oh, cool.
I really enjoyed it.
Okay, cool. I didn't know that. I think a K9 jersey, though, a Timberwolves K9 jersey would be the ultimate Coachella jersey in like 2030 to wear. Have you ever seen it, Trey? I mean, we should make a K9 jersey.
Wow, that's a good question. I don't think I've ever seen an Air Bud jersey. I know they have a lot of those websites that make like like a Teen Wolf jersey or something. I don't think I've seen anybody go for the full K9, but they should sell it as a 2-pack. You get a Josh Fram and you get a K9 for your dog as well. It's a great Halloween costume.
Yeah, it is pretty good. Also, is this an American thing, Trey, or did middle schools like legit have your name on the back of the jersey?
Never. That's
Never.
what. That's a note I had as well. Because for us, it was like our middle school jerseys were the hand-me-downs that the high school varsity handed down to the junior varsity. That then eventually made it to the 8th grade. That made it to the 7th grade. So we were wearing 30-year-old uniforms. I didn't really necessarily believe it that Larry Willingham transferred mid-season and then still got another jersey from the Warriors. They just must be loaded at wherever this school district is. But I guess they're probably, it seemed to me like they were in Seattle, or at least somewhere close to that, so maybe they got that Amazon money.
Yeah, they mentioned the Sonics a couple of times, and he had that Sonics thing on at the end of his bed too. I noticed that too, because I was trying to figure out exactly where they were. So,
well, yeah, doesn't he have a giant, what is it?
It's Puget
Sound.
Puget Sound map, like a normal kid would have in their bedroom. Just loves geography. Just loves the look of the bay.
Got to learn the lay of the land.
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely in the Seattle area of some sort. So yeah, Buddy hits a basket. The place goes nuts during this halftime act. Like, they love it. After, I guess, is this the scene where Buddy, he's a little hesitant, right?
Oh, yeah, he gets donked on the first one.
Yeah, he takes a doinker.
He doesn't react at all, yeah.
Yeah, he would have been in Weekend Whoopsies for sure. Second half of the game, so Coach takes out Larry because he's a ball hog, and he is. There's no doubt. I mean, Larry's the best player, but he doesn't trust his teammates. Wolves are down 3, 15 seconds to go. Ball finds its way to Josh. He lets it fly, and like he's back out at the abandoned church court, he misses it by about 5 feet. Though we get one of my favorite lines from the movie after the game from Coach, who says, "That dog couldn't give a rat's behind about his point average or if he's MVP. He just loves to play the game."
So true.
That dog couldn't give a rat's behind about his point average is such an amazing line. I think Coach has the best lines in this movie. So they lose. That's the classic, like, you were going to be the hero, and then you think you might hit it, but nope, we got to save that for later. So because of all this, like, this dog is such big news in Fernfield that it's like on the net, on the the news, the nightly news. It's in every newspaper, and I guess the clown. That's how the clown tracks Buddy down, right? He sees him on TV, and he gets to him real quick. And then we get the emotional scene here, JD. We get him showing up to take back Buddy, and Josh yelling to the clown, "He hates you! He hates you!" This didn't tug at your heartstrings?
No. Nope. Not one bit.
You think the dog should have went back to the clown because he had the papers?
Well, I mean, he was his rightful owner. So.
Yeah, but he abandoned
True,
him.
this is a stolen dog.
He was on his way, though. No, because he was on his way to take him to the pound. He'd given up on him.
Yeah.
So those papers didn't count for anything because he'd quit on his dog. So bad luck. You miss out, clown. Can't come back now just because he's famous.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, "Oh my God, the dog I had can hit the odd basket." Also, you were throwing 95-mile-per-hour fastballs at the dog's face from like 3 feet away, and he was catching them no problem. You had something there if you had just focused on it a little bit more. So Josh then, he tracks down the clown's residence because the clown gave him a business card. Bad move by the clown there. That was his worst mistake he did. But he's trying to get business. I get it. And we get like a scene where he's like talking on the phone. I don't want my dog doing beer commercials while he's saying this. He's like standing in front of an empty windowsill with like 30 Budweisers lined up in it.
What was the point of him pushing back on the beer commercials? I don't understand that.
He has ethics.
But he doesn't have ethics. He's basically, well, hold on, how much are we talking about here? I mean, what are you doing, clown? What are you doing?
I laughed out loud when he signed something in the comically sized pen, though. That was pretty funny. So then Josh breaks Buddy out of the backyard, and we get that pickup truck chase scene where the car is just falling apart. Couldn't help but think of the focus group scene from I Think You Should Leave. A good steering wheel that doesn't fly up while you're driving. Oh my God. The steering wheel literally falls off. I think that's where they got the idea from.
Oh, yeah.
This scene is actually the best scene in the movie, I think. It's
the driving scene.
The chase. The Buddy rescue scene. It's very well crafted in terms of, you always know where everyone is. Like the slapstick of he throws the truck that's constantly on fire into like forward instead of reverse, and there's just like it's completely bonkers. Like the as you say, the truck's falling apart. and he's a menace to society. Really.
JD, sorry to interrupt. Did you time that line perfectly with something backing up? You said you didn't know what you knew whether the thing was in forward or reverse. There's literally someone backing up at the exact same time. Did you edit that in?
I didn't. It's not on my end.
Oh wow, amazing.
My favorite part of that was the picnic, the couple having the picnic.
Yeah.
Just another shout out to the props department on this movie. The picnic basket, I freeze framed this as well. This is what was in it. This is the biggest picnic basket of all time. And there was sitting next to it is a massive salad, right? And a humongous sandwich. This isn't even in the basket. And then sticking out of the top of the largest picnic basket they could find is a full bunch of grapes and a bunch of many bananas, apples, a humongous loaf of bread, and a pineapple.
For 2 people.
Sounds like a feast.
Yeah, for 2 people who are clearly stunt people, right? They didn't even bother putting them in in costumes or anything, and they're obviously not together because they go in for this awkward kiss with a jalopy speeding towards them, and then they dive out of the way. But oh my god, it's preposterous. But again, Fairfield. Anything can happen. What's it called?
Yeah.
Fairfield?
Fernfield.
Fernfield, yeah.
Fernfield.
Everything
man.
is possible.
My favorite part of this was the captain of the water taxi or the driver or whatever it is. This kid breaks a dog out. We see an old truck drive into Puget Sound. Then the captain of the water taxi takes this kid away and says nothing to him.
Yeah,
says literally nothing. He's like, just another day on the boats.
He sees this every day. He sees a pickup truck on the loose go into that sound every day.
Was that Mark McGrath's first acting role? It sure looked like Sugar Ray.
Really?
Yeah.
I think if you rewatch that scene too, I do think the guy driving the water taxi looks directly at the camera. I'm almost positive he makes eye contact with the camera lens. And he drops off Josh and Buddy somewhere, some other island or some other part.
An abandoned grassy island.
Yeah.
And Josh slips him a 20 because the guy waits for him. So he must have paid him pretty well.
Yeah, I never thought of that.
Yeah, he waits for him because this is where we get the emotional goodbye scene. Trey, you said it, very reminiscent of John Lithgow yelling at Harry from Harry and the Hendersons. Get out of here! Can't you see we don't want you anymore? I wish Josh punched Buddy right in the face so much, like that scene from Harry and the Hendersons. I rewatched that. I was in tears. I'm talking about Harry and the Hendersons when John Lithgow punches Harry.
Tears crying or tears laughing?
Laughing my ass off. It is. They put in a great sound effect too with John punching Harry in the face. Anyway, Josh doesn't punch. He doesn't punch Buddy. He does the old, he's same idea. Get out of here. I don't want you. Don't you understand?
How many times has this happened in a movie? I mean, it's...
tons.
It happened in Game of Thrones. It happened in Harry and the Hendersons, White Fang. Anything else? I mean, I feel like I've seen it 100 times.
Yeah, the I love you so much I have to be angry with you
right.
to save you, I guess. Josh chucks the ball into the forest. Damn good throw. I think he's playing the wrong sport. I think he definitely should be playing baseball because he guns that thing. And I went back to make sure it wasn't a quick, stunt double there. Did it flash to a man chucking that? It appeared to be Josh, or the actor that played Josh. Yeah, he guns that thing. So he's gone. Buddy's gone. And then we get to the state. Only a couple more scenes left. We get the state championship game.
Before we move on, here's a tip: if you're going to abandon a Labrador, don't do it on an island. They're the best swimmer dogs there is. There's no better swimmer than a lab.
Well, it's not a lab. It's a golden retriever.
Golden retriever, whatever.
Okay. You're saying
he's a good swimmer.
He tried to swim, but it was too far.
Yeah, you know why? Because he's 10 years old, man. He's not a 3-year-old dog.
Yeah. We're lucky we didn't lose him in that scene, to be honest.
So, what would you have done then, JD? What's the best way to get rid of a golden retriever that you truly love but can't have around because you don't want the clown to come back and abduct them?
Well, you have to do it on land, and you have to do it in a car. You have to just throw the basketball out and then jump in a car and drive away very, very fast. Because that slow little water taxi, I mean, I've tried to leave a lab or a retriever or any kind of dog just on a cottage and speed off in a speedboat or like or a canoe or something. You're not getting rid of that dog. Like, that dog is with you, and for the sake of the dog, you have to go back to the dog and, all right, take the dog upstairs to the cottage. Come on, like, because he's gonna follow you no matter what.
All right, he would drown himself to follow you.
Right.
Right. Okay, I see what you're saying. So maybe, yeah, he should have at least. Well, I guess he didn't want to put a chain on him. He didn't want to put a leash on him because then he's stuck there. Okay, I see
just drown the dog. Why not just drown the dog, and then you're releasing him from, you can't keep the dog, and you don't want the clown to have the dog, so just drown him.
Oh my God, I thought I was bad for saying punch the dog in the face like John Lithgow. This guy wants to drown the dog.
You're doing him a favor.
All right, well, we get to the state championship game. Yeah, Larry plays for the Warriors now, the Sex Warriors, I like to imagine they're actually called. That's a little throwback shout out there. So the Wolves are down like 16 with 7 minutes to go. Number 3 fouls out again, as I said. He's gone. This guy just hacks. He can't play defense to save his life. Then we lose 2 more Wolves players because they go down fighting for a rebound. And the coach drops another awesome line. He said, "Dog's a registered member of the team." Can't argue that.
He practices.
It's right there. It's nothing where a dog can't play basketball. And then Buddy's a game changer. I mean, yeah, he scores. I think he scores, I don't know, like, is it something like 10 points or something like that? I know he gets a couple at the free throw line, but he really brings it defensively.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, he is popping that ball out left and right. I think there's like 4 or 5 steals that he racks up here, and then he's quite the assist man, too. He sort of does it all. I was shocked by how good Buddy is on the defensive end of the floor.
Yeah, not dissimilar to a rim-running center in that he only has one shot. He's doing that little pop-up shot when Josh tosses him an alley-oop, but he's playing defense. He's taking up space. I like that they get him on the court for a sideline out of bounds, and he makes a play right away. Josh and
I
Buddy
think that's where the problem is, though,
break.
Trey. Trey, that's the problem, though. The first play is him guarding the inbounder, sort of. He's sort of by the the inbounder just kind of gives him the ball like it was his dog, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so he's like, oh, okay. Yeah, this dog can play. He just gave Bud confidence.
Yeah, Warriors are falling apart there. Good. Their leader, Larry Willingham, the guy switched teams mid-season. You can't trust him to show up in a big moment like that. But a guy that did show up in the big moment, Air Bud, because like I said, Isla was in tears at the part where he's telling him to leave. Just bawling. And that's maybe, 5 or 10 minutes before Air Bud shows up. And even my 5-year-old, through tears, bawling. She's like, how did he get there? I'm like, well, you ask a good question. I don't know. He couldn't get off the island before, but apparently he somehow got off and made his way back in time for the game.
Yeah, he didn't take the rejection to heart either. He's like, that's all fine. I'm back. Don't worry. You can leave me. You can abandon me. I'll keep on coming back. I mean, I guess that's what dogs are, though, aren't they? They just love it. They love any sort of affection and attention. He turns up and he goes straight in the court.
It would have been great if, like, they panned over to the corner of the gym, and we see the water taxi guy just like arms crossed, like, nodding, like, I did it. I got this dog back for you. We get the other team's coach, and so not Coach Cheney, just continuing to yell, "Could someone cover the dog?" He yells that like 4 or 5 times. Team is not taking directions very well. I legit gasped out loud when Larry hip checks the dog. Did anybody else react to that? He nails the dog.
I wanted him to. I thought he was going to yell out, "Willingham rules!" His family is a real O'Doyle rules family.
He's got the vibe for sure. Yeah, the dad and him. And then we get Josh with the final shot again. Throws it up. I was shocked. It was very Kawhi Leonard-like versus the Sixers Game 7. That thing hit the rim 4 times. And then it drops. They win on the three-pointer. But did you notice? There's a second remaining on the clock.
Did not notice that.
That bothered me, for sure. I mean, they should have had a chance. Draw something up for Larry, see what happens, but they don't even. It's just game over.
Well, this is what bothers me about that scene. Because flashback, it's exactly like shot for shot, frame for frame, the exact same situation as the previous game, where there's 4 seconds left. Josh shoots the ball, he misses, right? Yeah. Then he gets lectured by coach. When you play for yourself, you lose, right?
Yep.
We're in the final game. There's 4 seconds left. He's pretty much in the same spot on the court. And then what does he do? He takes the shot.
Yeah.
And there's a buzzer beater, and he wins the game.
Yeah, but in the game before, though, there was a couple of guys open on the court as well. And
guess who was open? Buddy was open. Wide open.
I think in the game before, though, I saw that and I thought the coach was saying, you should have passed it to one of the other guys who was like open.
Yeah, Buddy was open and on his team. And he hasn't missed a shot.
The 3-point line, though?
Yeah, Buddy can't shoot a 3. That's the problem. He can't tip it up from there.
Old school.
Anyway, my point is, what is the lesson that Josh learned? Like, I don't understand.
Just have your dog by your side. You have magic powers.
I guess that time was for the love of the game.
Right.
First love of the fame.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Well, you would think the movie might end there, but no. We get this final scene at the courtroom, fighting over the custody of Buddy. First the clown in his professional gear, bold move showing up like that at the courthouse, and they're battling, and like we've got this judge, like he's tired and barking going on. Coach Chaney barges in, and he says, "Hey, we should let the dog decide." Because he's of legal age. Right? Because that's where he points out this dog's like 3 or 4 years old. Dog years, that means he's of age. He can decide for himself in human years. We take it outside the courtroom and we get we do get one little payoff here, because I was wondering this whole movie why Buddy kept stealing those papers. Mm-hmm. I really was like legit confused by that. Every time they showed Buddy going out there, he steals the paper. You don't know what he does with it. The mom's always out there looking for it. By the way, she goes outside one time in her socks. Doesn't even put on like ducky boots or slippers, just straight up white socks. Like just completely ruins those socks. But we get the payoff here, I guess, right? Because, everybody, Buddy, come here. And the clown's like, come here, Buddy. And then he decides to pull out a newspaper and, starts doing the old slapping in his hand. And so we're led to believe that he was beating the dog with newspapers, right? Which is why Buddy was hiding them?
That's exactly right.
Right.
There is a scene at the very beginning of the movie before he takes him out of the crate to go into the birthday party where is it afterwards? Anyway, he does hit the crate with a newspaper.
Whoa. But I didn't notice that.
But okay. Yeah, I only noticed until I went back. Or basically, it sort of dawned on me when she finds 800 newspapers in her backyard. It's like, oh, that's why they're doing this ridiculous gag. And by the way, I love how she walks out to the curb every single time for weeks on end, every single day looking for her paper. It's like, when are you going to finally just say, it's not coming today? It's not. I don't get a paper anymore.
But yeah, she does. Yeah, I guess she finds them right before the clown shows up to take Buddy back. Right? Isn't she digging away? She's got a cool hat on. She's digging away in the garden. That's where she finds them all. Because that's where Buddy's been hiding them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he's worried about, I guess, getting hit with the newspaper, even with his new family. I was a little confused why Buddy took so damn long to decide where he wanted to go, though. Like, he was considering the clown. Why?
Yeah, he just won the championship and he was still considering going back to the clown. Like, that's crazy. I mean...
Yeah, and it doesn't really track with anything that has happened earlier in the movie. The man ditches him on the side of the road, but Buddy doesn't go back to where he lives.
Right.
But when Josh ditches him on an island, he shows up at the gym. Come on, man. Get serious.
Yeah. And that's how it ends. I mean, that's our ending shot. Before we roll the credits, are there any? We're gonna get into all the sequel talk, and I've got a sort of almost a fun top 5 / sort of trivia for you guys in a weird way. But is there any other random observations, questions that you had about good old Air Bud?
Well, you said the credits there, Skeets, and one thing that was listed in the credits was no special effects were used in the making of the basketball scenes. So. Yeah, Bud, a professional. And as this wrapped up, as those credits were rolling, it took me back to the beginning of the movie. It was such a drastically different feeling from watching Uncut Gems starting last week. Watching Uncut Gems, there was that feeling of, wow, this is a movie. I don't know what's going to happen exactly. I'm really looking forward to this. And then this week, those 90 minutes, it was rough. It was rough.
It was.
I stopped after 30 minutes. Like, I just stopped and went outside for a bit. I was like, man, we're barely even playing basketball in this movie. We got another hour to go. I know exactly how this is going to end. I'll circle back to this, but by God, I'm happy I did. Just one thing off your credits there, that note, Tass. Mm-hmm. I saw that the late, great Roger Ebert, he once wrote in his review of this movie, and I don't think he was being funny, but maybe he was. He wrote, I don't want to know what kind of trickery was used to create the dog's game scenes. Whatever it was, it worked.
Wow.
So he was all in on that dog, playing basketball. And they did shoot it. I will give him credit that they shot it enough to make it, to appear that, yeah, he is, using his schnoz to knock down these shots. Like, who knows how many takes it took. I'm sure it took a lot. But, yeah, it wasn't like the classic cutaway too often of, like, he hits it and then, close up of the rim and the thing goes in. There wasn't that many shots of that.
No, I agree. No. It was all not believable, but it seemed it. I was never taken out of the basketball scenes, really. I guess.
Yeah. Come on. Letterman believed it. Bob Saget believed it. Dave Coulier had to say, "Cut it out. Get out of here. That's unbelievable what you're doing there." Come on, he's a legend.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I listened to a podcast called Mad About Movies. They reviewed Air Bud recently, actually. I listened to them on a run yesterday, and I think one or two of the guys maybe also had something to do with that article that you mentioned, Tass, on The Athletic, about an oral history of Air Bud with all of these clips that you're sort of pointing out and stuff like that. I think they're connected somehow, but he had a great point. One of the hosts of this Mad About Movies podcast. How did Nike, not sue the pants off of Air Bud? Like, just naming it Air Bud off of course, the Air Jordan craze. They were just totally fine. They're like, we're not going to be selling shoes to dogs in the immediate future, so go ahead and have some fun with it. A little shocking.
That's a great question.
Right? Although, while I was running, too, I saw 2 golden retrievers. And I got super excited while listening to this podcast review. And I think I yelled something at them, like, do you know Air Bud?
Just pulled the basketball out of your knapsack and gave him a toss.
I should have. See if they had it in them. Yeah, maybe they were... Because I think they... what the original Air Buddy OG, they saved his semen. Because... Oh yeah.
Is that what they used in that water or wallpaper paste
Right?
scene when the mom is just covered in paste?
I hope not. Anything else? Any other random questions?
Yeah, it's funny that you bring up the name Air Bud, because do they even call him Air Bud in the movie once?
No, I don't think so. Because I did either, maybe it was in that article or on that podcast. Yeah, I think it was on the podcast. They talked about it probably should have just been called, it was going to be called maybe just Buddy. Yeah. But I think there was a previous movie about a chimpanzee named Buddy. And they were like, well, we got to name it something else. And then they probably, again, off of the Jordan Bulls craze, went with Air Bud. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's very weird then. The line where the principal says, a regular Michael Wolf Jordan, how is it not, the NBA has Air Jordan, we've got Air Bud.
Yeah.
There's so many ways you could have just slipped it in there if you know you're going to have to name the movie, but apparently they recorded it all and then hopped on Google and be like, oh man, there's already a movie called Buddy? This sucks. What are we going to call it? Air Bud? Fine, he doesn't even jump. Who cares?
Air Bud is a good name. It is better for some reason than Air Buddy too, right?
Definitely.
It just maybe it's like the three letter thing there. I don't know. It just works. Air Bud. Even though you're right. They never call him Bud, and never call him Air Bud. Just Buddy. Okay, so there are a million sequels to this thing. Has anyone watched any of the other Air Bud movies? Was anyone so into the original Air Bud that they had to fire up Air Bud Golden Receiver after?
Not me, no. Oh, no.
No, because it is crazy. Air Bud 97, Air Bud Golden Receiver 98. That is where he's playing American football. Air Bud World Pup 2000. That's where he's playing soccer, of course. World Cup, World Pup. Air Bud 7th Inning Fetch. Great name. He makes the baseball team, becomes a star. Air Bud Spikes Back. Buddy Tackles Volleyball. That's 2003. And then just like all these other, like, I guess they're called Air Buddies, and they're like considered spin-offs of the original series because they're focused on Buddies puppies. They were all direct-to-video, but there's Air Buddies, Snow Buddies, Space Buddies, Santa Buddies, Spooky Buddies, Treasure Buddies, and then Super Buddies. JD, you might be interested in Super Buddies. They find rings that grant them superpowers.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No idea if it's DC or MCU though. And then there was even prequels to the Santa Buddies. There's like these other 2 movies. So they made so many of these things. But I thought I would hit you guys with sort of a fun top 5. Again, a little trivia based, because I'm going to give you a potential idea for another Air Bud sequel. And I want you to tell me what sport Air Bud or Buddy has mastered. Okay?
Top 5, top 5, top 5. Top 5, top 5, top 5.
At number 5, Air Bud Roll Over. Lee?
WrestleMania, something?
No, Lee, you should really get this one.
AFL?
What rhymes with roll over in a sport? This one's the toughest one, probably. I shouldn't have started with this one.
Cricket. Bowl over.
That's right, Lee. Wow. Buddy takes up cricket. Now, you could have also called this Air Bud the Barksman instead of batsman. I don't know. But I guess it's more reasonable that a dog would be able to bat in cricket than throw in cricket. Is that fair?
Well, you've got to put on all the pads and the helmet, then hold a bat. So I think probably bowling, he could just throw it out of his mouth, you know?
What, we just spit it out?
Yeah, spit it out. Yeah, it could be, yeah. I mean, that's kind of what Shane Warne does with one of his deliveries as a flipper. So, you know.
Okay. Shaggy Warren. Okay. All right, next one. At number 4, you tell me the sport. Air Bud Doggy Paddle.
Swimming.
No, you think it would be an Olympic swimmer.
Ping pong.
Ping pong! Ding, ding, ding! That's right. That one throws you for a loop. Maybe he is both in this movie. Air Bud Doggy Paddle. All right, next one. Air Bud Parallel Bark.
Gymnastics.
That's right, the parallel bars. Yeah, he does all gymnastics.
Now, he could, yeah, I can see a dog actually excelling in that, where he doesn't need to actually hold on to anything else. He can just use his athletics to his advantage. You know, dogs are pretty athletic, so yeah, that one would work.
Well, yeah, hold on. Maybe the floor exercise. I can't see a dog doing the parallel bars all
Oh, easy. He jumps up there. They just have to, adjust them for his height, but I think you can see him, hooking his paws underneath and doing a couple of backflips, for sure.
No, you need opposable thumbs for that, don't you?
No. He would just have to, go under his armpit areas, and flip himself around like that.
No. Okay.
He could only get one flip in. Come on, you're crazy. No flips there.
I think he could do a couple of flips once he works up that momentum. You see him; they don't just go in there straight into it. They do a couple to warm up, and then especially when they dismount, they do 2 or 3 flips. Then, so I think there's something there for that one.
Okay, you're into Air Bud Parallel Bark. At number 2, Air Bud Deuce.
Tennis.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
But
no way, this guy can throw a curveball.
I thought he was giving the signal to his spike volleyball or his beach volleyball partner. We're running the deuce.
Throwing it up the twos, yeah.
Yep.
My favorite, though, also I guess a little dirty like deuce, Air Bud Dump and Chase. Hockey.
There you
Playing
go.
with Landon McDonald. He could be the coach.
Playing that devil style of hockey, dump and chase. That's good for a dog. And maybe he takes a little dump on the ice, it turns into the puck, and then they play chase. They throw it in.
You think he's wearing skates or no skates?
Ooh, I guess he'd have to wear skates.
Yeah.
He appears to like footwear.
Yeah, he's actually all right with the shoes. You're right. And JD, you had a lot of dogs. Like, dogs don't like things on their feet.
No dog I've ever had.
Yeah, it's a well-behaved dog. Also, just off of this, the mom at one point says to Josh, "I swear you're going to grow up to be a lawyer one day." And that stuck with me because I kept thinking and there are rumors that they're going to be doing another Air Bud, like it's coming back.
Wow.
But I was like, if Josh did grow up to be a lawyer, and maybe we get away from the sports world, like what would you call Air Bud, like the lawyer version? You know, like that he becomes like a defendant or something like that. Is there any good dog puns in the lawyering world?
This is when we need Matt Austin.
Yeah. Just think it over. But I think he's
a good prosecutor.
Okay, a bit of a stretch, but that's not bad.
What about Collard? I guess he's more of a cop in that instance. If you're Collard,
Judge Bud.
Judge Bud. Okay.
Simple.
Judge Bud is fun. Judge Bud is fun to say. Yeah, that makes sense actually, because it's a whole different series where he's just doing more. Yeah, he's doing legal work.
I think this is a great idea. We've already seen Buddy in a courtroom. He's able to handle himself in there. He keeps it under control, even when the fate of where he's going to be living is under consideration.
I would actually say that scene was when Buddy was. Well, no, I guess he also went nuts at the birthday party and he went crazy in the house with the paint. But he was barking up a storm. That gavel.
True.
He really triggered him. Yeah, he was. That's the loudest we had heard Buddy. I don't remember Buddy having barked at all in the rest of the movie. Did he?
Not a bark, a whimper and a yelp here and there, but I don't.
But he was going nuts in the courtroom.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so there's something there. If you have better ideas for what we could potentially name the Air Bud legal series, maybe Judge Bud it is. But I think Josh has to be a lawyer. I think that just makes sense in the canon of it all. All right, let's give our grades. Let's score this thing. Before we do, the critic score on Rotten Tomatoes 45%. The audience score, based off of like 300,000 plus user ratings, 38%. So the critics liked it a little bit more, but most people hated this movie. Cass, what's your grading scale? What are you giving this?
I've got 5 vanilla pudding cups out, but 4 are empty. It's just 1 vanilla pudding cup out of 5.
Tough. Trey?
That's crazy. My rating system was snack packs as well. I'm 1 out of 6. I hated this movie. This was a terrible movie for kids. I can see exactly why user scores are so low. If you're a parent, you're putting this on, you're thinking, oh, this will be nice for my kids. And you start with an abusive clown. You've got an abusive coach. You've got a kid who is by himself overnight. Like when he remodeled the court, he tore down something because the kid's like a 25-year-old man. Tears down a fence all by himself. Paints an entire court all by himself. He's just playing behind a church all by himself for hours and nights at a time. Then it comes back and all you get is a dog playing basketball for about 10 minutes. This movie, it's trash.
Oh, wow. Lee, what do you think?
I'm giving it 0 paws out of 4. Doesn't even get 1 paw. It doesn't even get 1 paw. It's 0. It's that bad.
Oh, we forgot to ask you, Lee. What did you think about Josh's skills at recreating or painting a court at the abandoned church? We know you've done it.
Yeah, pretty good, really, wasn't it? I mean, he cleaned it up. All those leaves, he had to rake all those out of there first, and then it looked pretty nice and neat. So he was pretty good at that sort of stuff. Maybe he's got a career in some sort of art design or, something with the creativity work there. Because it looked pretty great to me.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, so 0 out of 4 paws. You hated this movie.
I hated it.
JD, we know you were not a big fan. What are you giving it?
Yeah, I mean, there's one scene in the movie that really sort of sums up what a complete and utter mess it is, and it's just a throwaway scene, really. The mom is making deals on the phone, napkin deals. She's trying to make dinner, right? Yep. She's like just running over to pots and pans that are flying off the stove and stuff. But Josh is already eating. In fact, he's almost done his SpaghettiOs that he has fashioned into the shape of a dog in the bottom of his bowl. And his mother says to him, "Josh, would you please eat something?" It's just a circular trope that doesn't go anywhere and doesn't mean anything. And by the way, the SpaghettiOs that Josh fed Air Bud, I mean, I can't imagine the diarrhea that he would have had after all of the puddings and the SpaghettiOs. Anyways, I'm going away from my my bobbleheads, and I'm gonna rate this 10 cans of SpaghettiOs, 10 being the worst because of the explosive diarrhea, out of 10 SpaghettiO cans.
Oh my goodness. So oddly a perfect score, but in a bad way.
I finally know how Lee Ellis felt eating Taco Bell. It's garbage.
Wow.
Wow. Everybody.
Nothing wrong with SpaghettiOs, man.
No, I love spaghetti.
I got nothing against SpaghettiOs, but don't feed your dog SpaghettiOs multiple cans at once.
That's a good tip, probably. I like this movie a little bit more than you guys, mainly because I liked how crappy it was, and then getting to talk about it, which was, for me at least, and hopefully for the listener, a little enjoyable. I mean, we went through the whole damn movie, basically scene by scene. So I'm gonna give it. I'll give it 2 Arthur Chaney Knicks cards out of 5. One of them signed, one of them definitely dead. The player on the card. Because, like I said, we got to do this one, and then I was laughing out loud. This is before I had ever even watched the movie. I listened to that Mad About Movies podcast of them talking about Air Bud, and these guys were funny guys. I was laughing on my run, and again, I'd never even seen the damn movie, so there's something about breaking down this Air Bud movie and these series that is enjoyable to me. So 2 out of 5 Arthur Chaney Knicks cards. But that's what we think. Let's hear from you guys. Let us know on Twitter, #NoDunks, @NoDunksInc. Were you a fan of Air Bud? Was this a chore for you watching it? Do your kids like it? All of that good stuff. That's it for us today. We got a whole new week of podcasts coming for you. We'll be stepping on the beach, of course, on Wednesday. Get your questions in right now. NoDunks@theathletic.com. We got a new squad coming up.
Hope you're hungry.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty funny, I think. So that's coming up soon, and a ton more podcasts throughout the week. Got the Survivor podcast, everything. So just make sure you subscribe. Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us, and remember, ain't no rule saying a dog can't play basketball.
Embrace the day, people.